Hi, this is Doug Sandler, host of the Nice Guys on Business podcast, founder of Turnkey Podcast Productions, and creator of this workshop, How to Be a Great Guest. How to land interviews and 10x your chances for getting a yes. As host for the last 5 years of the Nice Guys, I've been pitched over 2,500 times. And one thing I know is the difference from a no to a yes is sometimes how the information is presented. Before we get started on how to be a great guest, I wanted to spend a moment on why be a great guest. Podcasting in the environment gives you some opportunities that you have not had before outside of the new media space. Podcasting gives you the ability to grow your community, to build influence, and to make money as well. Another point worth noting is podcasting is free. Being a great guest gives you access, and with a few key points that you're going to learn in this workshop, you can start being a great guest today. Being on podcasts is high visibility for your products and services. I don't know of another way to get in front of the huge influencers or the mass of people and communities that you would outside of the podcasting space. Long messaging. So an opportunity for you to present your message, and although you don't want to create an infomercial, more on that in the course in the workshop a little bit later, it gives you an opportunity to share your message, your products, and your services for 20 to 30 minutes at a time on a podcast interview. And best off, podcast hosts are looking for you. They're especially looking for great guests. So the Be a Great Guest workshop will teach you how to land awesome interviews starting today. Before we get started in our Be a Great Guest workshop, I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what the sections of this workshop are going to be. Section 1, getting ready to pitch. This is where I'm going to give you some tools and tips for getting set up for success to pitching your podcast hosts. The next section, Section 2, pre-show prep, tools and tips for getting tech ready and getting you ready for being a great guest. Section 3, the day of the show, all of the info you will need for the day of the show and getting you all set up. How to be prepared fully for your guests from a technology perspective and information perspective. And then finally, Section 4, your post-show, all of the info you should be aware of after the interview is concluded. This is where you can really shine. Finally, we'll wrap up with our conclusion and review everything that I covered in your next steps for landing the interview, 10xing your chances for getting a yes. And as a bonus, if you stay tuned in to the entire workshop, in addition to getting all sorts of great insider information and tips from over 100 podcasters, I'll give you a bonus checklist, 10 things podcasters look for in a great guest. Let's get going. Section 1, moving on, getting ready to pitch, getting set up for success. Here are some of the steps that you'll need to take in order to be successfully pitching the show. Step 1, listen to an episode or two. I'm always surprised when somebody reaches out to me as a host and they have not listened to an episode. How do they know that they fit into the topics and the genre that we discuss? How do I know that they're in the right industry? So listening to an episode or two will give you that piece of information. Subscribe, rate, and review the show that you are applying to. I'll tell you why in just a second. Send an email that specifically shares an idea that you got from the show. Make sure that this is a short email, very short, 3 sentences, no more. Sentence 1, introduce yourself. Sentence 2, talk about an idea that you got from the show using the show lingo, again, proving to the host that you're listening to the show. And sentence 3, ask the question, are you taking applications for the show? Of course, you're going to want to also attach the screenshot of the review, 5-star of course, and finish the email. That's it, short and sweet, to the point. Have a Media One sheet. If responded to and if requested more information from, send the Media One sheet sharing your expertise, your experience, and the topics you discuss, plus anything you are promoting. The key to the Media One sheet is white space. More is better. Share social following, plans for sharing any aired episode, and any channels you are an influencer in. Those are easy ways to get ready for the pitch and getting set up for success. Now let's move on to the next section, your pre-show prep. If this is something that you're just not getting, or you want some additional help or tools to get on great shows like the Nice Guys on Business podcast, check out the tool at the top right-hand side of the screen. It includes a discount code, giving you access to our Be a Great Guest course, how to land awesome interviews and 10x your chance for getting a yes. Okay, let's move on to Section 2, the pre-show prep, tools and tips for getting tech ready, social media ready, and you ready for being a great guest. If the host follows up via email, it's time to give, not take. Share with the host your social media and promotion plans for any interview that you were invited on. What channels are you strongest on? Be ready for answering that question. What can you do to help the promotion? It's not just all about taking, it's about giving. This is a team effort. Don't sit back and wait for the host to share. Second thing, have professional equipment along with a microphone. Make sure that you're wearing headphones. No Bluetooth, no time for earbud mics, and certainly no time for built-in computer microphones. Show the host you're serious by preparing with plug-and-play ready equipment. Next step, if responded to by the show host, make sure that they are aware of your plans to share with the host your social media and promotion plans for air date. Give, give, give. Next step, create a set of questions as helpful suggestions for interview day, especially if the show host asks. If you have an affiliate program, make it easy for the host or anyone taking advantage of your affiliate program to set themselves up or to take advantage of your offer. If selected, set your host up before interview day with an easy-to-remember URL. Remember, most podcast listeners will be driving. Anything too difficult will be easily forgotten. Next step, of course you want to know your mom, your market, your offer, and your message. It's best to have a free offer or lead magnet, and of course, a single call to action to get listeners into your store. Now, let's move on to the next section, how to be an amazing guest on interview day. If you are struggling with this portion of the workshop, look to the top right-hand side of the screen. Up there, there's a tool with a discount code giving you access to our Be a Great Guest course, how to land awesome interviews and 10x your chances for getting a yes. Here is section 3, the day of the show. All the information you will need for the day of your big interview. Make sure you have all your technology ready. Computer, microphones, headphones, everything computer technology all set. Have all show notes in front of you with anything that the host has sent you ahead of time. Be prepared. Be ready for a single call to action and your lead magnet. Remember, the easier URL to remember, the more leads that you will get. Be on time, or better yet, be early for the call. If it's on Zoom, make sure your Zoom connection is made and you know what you're doing to get onto that piece of technology. Turn off all distractions. It goes without saying, but when a phone goes off in the middle of an interview over, or at least paused. Next, talk in sound bites instead of 5-minute dissertations. A number of times on the Nice Guys on Business, I've had a chance to ask a handful of questions only to be met with each answered question very long in response. The issue is that my community doesn't have an opportunity to hear from me, the show host. So I would advise you, as a great guest, be ready to talk in shorter sentences. Give the host a chance to sound in as well. Sound bites, much better than dissertations. Next, be ready to have a conversation, and of course, don't be a robot. Don't follow questions as though you are looking for a specific answer. Be involved in the conversation, be present, and be engaged. Important, don't sell. Your host will do all the selling for you. Remember, it's his or her community, and they have their trust. So make sure that you are letting your host, who is interviewing you, do all the selling for you. Now, let's move on to Section 4, your post-interview action items. Section 4, the post-show. All of the info you should be aware of after the interview is concluded. This is where you can really shine. Send a follow-up email to the host. Included in the email, ask the host if there's anything that you can do in addition to social sharing. You can also help promote by emailing your list to help promote the episode. And if you hit a home run, and of course you will since you followed this workshop, ask the host for referrals. As you promised, make sure that you are social media sharing, and make sure you actually do it. Add a link to your website, and if you are using a lead magnet or landing page, make sure it's ready to go well in advance of air date. Okay, let's review. Section 1, getting ready to pitch. Listen, subscribe, and review. Section 2, pre-show prep. It's all about giving. Add value by having equipment, technology, and call to action in place. Section 3, the day of the show. Show up prepared, positive, and passionate about your market, your offer, and your message. Section 4, post-show. Follow up and follow through to help make your interview an A+. Podcasts are ultra popular. If you're trying to build influence, grow community, or make money, make sure to become a guest on other people's podcasts. Using it as a lead generation tool or for business development, podcasting is a great way to do that. Become a guest on other people's podcasts. Trying to come up with a creative marketing tool or just get into the podcasting space? This is the way to do it. Take the Be a Great Guest course, how to land awesome interviews and 10x your chance for getting a yes. There's a 25% discount code on the right side of the screen. Get into the course now. Looking forward to having you a part of our program.